Anthony Martial had been a name with mixed reception, but leaning more on the negative side for Man United fans, despite showing massive potential and excitement, especially the famous goal that made his arrival known across Old Trafford. However, after numerous ups and downs, to say Martial lived up to his hype would be a massive far-fetched or laughable to an extent. But there was multiple factors held Martial from achieving his potential. Injuries, unstable management, no proper development within Man United have been the key factors. With recent reports that Martial bound to leave this coming summer transfer window, combining Man United not seeking to extend his contract, it's maybe time for Man United seek for another striker. No doubt Man United have been linked with some of the names, but I think there is a striker previously in the off-season was seen as a red-hot after-sort target due to his fine form in the 22-23 season, but surprisingly did not secure a move out of his club. The player was none other than Jonathan David. So in this video, we will go, as usual, a background, strength and weakness of Jonathan David, including how would David play in Man United squad, and was he the striker Man United looking for. In case you didn't know, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Code United channel once again. If you, in any shape or form, stumble into this channel and like this kind of content, do please like, share and subscribe to this channel, as each of your precious subscription will be a massive motivation for me to upload new content. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for every new upload. With that said, let's get straight into the video. Jonathan Christian David, born in the Great Apple, New York City, January 14, 2000, made him 24-year-old this year. David, although born in the States, he was born to the Haitian family and moved to Port-au-Prince when he was only 3 months old. Then after 6 years, he and his family immigrated from Haiti to Canada and eventually settled in Ottawa. David, unlike many native North Americans, where their favorite sports were either football but in American style, basketball or even ice hockey. David had been a European football club since he was young and had his focus solely on playing professional in Europe. With close to 8 years experience in his local football youth club and in the right age of 18-year-old, David set his journey to Europe and joined the Belgian side Gen. In the Belgian club, David impressed many by making his professional debut on the August 4, 2018 and scored a stoppage time goal to salvage a 1-1 draw, and overall had 37 goals and 15 assists under 83 appearances. His outstanding performance attracted a number of interests from multiple clubs, and with his value estimated at 20 million euro. In August 11, 2020, League One side Lille confirmed the signings of David on a 5-year contract, and the reported fee for David was 30 million euro, making him the most expensive Canadian transfer to date. And he was bought to replace another highly rated future Serie A top scorer, Victor Osimhen. David eventually took some time to adapt the League One physical style of play, contributed his slow start at France. David did not score his first goal in France at top flight until the November 22nd, netted the final goal and picked up an assist in a 4-0 win against Lorient. After having a respectable 33 goals and 5 assists in a 96 appearance under the Canadian belt, David had made his breakthrough season in the 22-23 season, scoring an amazing 26 goals, collected 4 assists in just 40 matches, saw his stock rose to the all-time high, resulted him having numerous transfer rumours like Man United, Arsenal and even AC Milan keen on the Canadian international. But in many surprises, David did not get his big money transfer move to other bigger European clubs. Even for the transfer guru Fabrizio Romano did not expect such situation. Coming to this season, David, although not as impressive as last season, he still secured 11 goals and 6 assists under 26 appearances. Glancing through his background, what were the strengths of Jonathan David? His strength can be separated into 3 categories. First would be his off-ball movement and pace. Even often starting as a lone striker in the 4-2-3-1 formation, David was not a typical spearhead striker that consistently pinned the defensive line. David was much more happy to drop slightly deeper into the space, mostly on the zone 14, and shows for the ball be an option for the setup play. This movement where he tries to pull or navigate the centre back out of the position, while his teammate Jonathan Bamba and Remy Cabella occupy the space he's vacated, basically act as a false 9 or 9.5 striker. Even David dropped off the forward line, David still remains a threat against a settled defense once positioned just outside the area. David could utilize a dummy that uses a short burst of pace into the box and receive a short pass that could lead a shot. Or if he is already in the box, he sometimes would drift forward to a far post and waiting for a cross. Besides, David was not a specialist striker, rather he also can hurt the high defensive line using his quick pace. David could also test defensive line by consistently running behind, especially comes to counter-attacking or artificial transition. One of the best examples, David did this very effectively in the Lille 4-3 victory versus Monaco last year. First, David curled his run down the channel and sets off towards the left half space. After receiving a long pass at the edge of the penalty box, he set himself up to a 1v1 versus against Axel Disasi before using a change of pace dribble and blitz past him and set up a quality scoring chance that eventually leads to a tap-in for his teammate. David's second strength is his accurate shooting process. Despite David possesses good to great movement, David was more of a typical box striker combining clinical finishing, as in his best season, David's 0.68 goals sit at 90 percentile as he achieved such goal with 2.7 shots per 90 and 1.27 shot on target, led to close to 50% shot on target, illustrated his shooting accuracy. Furthermore, even his increase of shot volume from previous season, David do not drop off in shot quality. His non-penalty expected goals per shot 0.43 ranked in the 78 percentile and has remained a similar level to his previous two seasons. The part that helped Jonathan as a shooter was his comfortable taking shots on goal with either foot. Of David's 24 goals in the League 1, he has 6 goals came from his weaker left foot, made up a quarter of his goal tally, shows David not shy away using his uncomfortable ways to have a shot on goal. Lastly, his third strength was his link-up play. Due to lack of a top-level playmaker within Lille squad, David often tasked to be an offensive creator. This move also made him become a capable, instinctive passer and overall connector of play. The fact David can receive ground passes and has good touch with either foot when it comes to making wall passes which help move Lille up the pitch. In addition, in those situations where the tempo increases, David can fire off short forward passes for a nearby teammates, making runs especially coming to the transition runs where he recognizes a third man run. David instinctively helps the ball for his teammates and Cabela is now bearing on for the goal. He still definitely backed those up. With 3.3 goal scoring action, sit at 85 percentile, 1.51 key passes and 0.16 expected assists, both sit more than 80 percentile, highlighted David competent in the playmaking duty. On the other side of things, David was not immune to any weakness, as two of the weaknesses really can hurt his stock overall. First would be his lack of physical or willingness to engage physically. David Hitman shows he's more active outside the penalty box, may suggest his false nine tendency, but also suggests his lack of confidence in physicality when it comes to squeezing spaces with other defenders. Also, David was very hesitant, even occupying centre backs when it comes to back against a defender, as he rather play his defender more straight up. His second weakness was his aerial ability. Straight into the stats, David 5'1" stature did not screen dominant in the air, and his 20% aerial win rate did not mold him as a traditional target man either. Led to Lille even have the second highest pass attempted in League 1, but have the 5th lowest long passes attempted, and also second lowest goal kick launches in League 1 during the 22-23 season. This low number can attribute to David's lack of aerial presence, but rather prefer to have a ground play. Furthermore, combining both David not a fan of the physical in the box and weak aerial ability factors could also be the reason why Lille attempted some of the lowest crosses into the penalty box that had third highest passes into the penalty area. Going through the balance between the strength and weakness of Jonathan David, how would Jonathan David fare in Man United? With Martial expected to leave Man United, meant that Man United would need a striker capable to maintain a style of play that Erik ten Hag needed if he stayed, in which the striker Man United must contain top-level link-up play, willingness to press up front, clinical finisher, and most importantly, a healthy competition to Rasmus Højlund. As for Jonathan David, they tick some of the attributes needed, as a Lille striker shows to be a good enough link-up striker that happy to drop deep but not elite like Karim or Kane, contain high work rate defensively, also very clinical in the finishing department. Despite David matched the attribute where there was a number of red flags that might not suitable for Man United. First is that Man United did not lack chance creation, rather lack of a constant goal scorer or a strong box presence, whereby unfortunately David was not that type of striker as he's not a fan in physical confrontation, and would bring doubts an even more physical demanding Premier League. Besides that, David, like Martial, likes to drop off forward line instead of pinning defensive line, would eventually leave a massive hole in the middle because most of Man United wingers apart from Rashford were more attracted to the ball. In that case, we will see a lot of wingers or fullback through the defensive line but no target to cross or cut back. In spite of the negativity, David contained other factors like playmaking, pace and clinical finishing in which might replicate what Martial did for Man United. But in short, to me, considering that reported David would only need as low as 40 million, I would strongly suggest to bring him to Man United due to his had several positive attributes that can help Man United with his good link-up play up front and pace to burn made Man United front line a very pacey one and in a way bring a pressure lift off from Højlund. Also, David was rather young at the age of 24 and there was still room to grow or pathway to move either max out his playmaking ability up front as a false nine specialist like Firmino or more well-rounded clinical goal scorer like Alexandre Lacazette. That would up to the future to decide. That's the end of the video. What do you guys think? Will you bring Jonathan David to Man United as competition to Højlund or would you look for other options? Comment down below so that we can have a discussion. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you all in the next one.